Adobe Premiere is acting weird and I have no idea what's going on. I have a potential band-aid for the solution, but the cure, maybe you can help me out with this. I don't know what's going on. Let me show you. So you can see here, this is my clip on my sequence. This is a standard 1920 by 1080 sequence, 23976. And it's just a very simple clip. But when I add a default transition, just a cross dissolve, it looks normal here in my program window. That's totally fine. But when I use my transmit playback device, which is this monitor over here, my monitor that I use especially for color grading. Now watch what happens when I go over the cross dissolve. It's dipping to white first, even though that doesn't show that way in my program monitor. It's weird. It's just on a playback device. Look up at the top screen up here. This is an LG monitor. I use this especially with when I'm doing in-person screeners with producers, stakeholders, and it's doing the same thing. Watch. Both monitors, both the large screen and the BenQ right here are adding in this dip to white first. And it's annoying. I'm getting the comments all the time. Is that on purpose? Why is it going to white first? And I have to keep telling them, I'm sorry, that's not what it's supposed to look like. Just please ignore. And that's getting annoying. Now, if I render this out, I'm just going to make it a 2-second clip, but I'm just going to export this out as a normal H.264. I'm going to pull that up. And when I play it back in QuickTime, it doesn't have it in there. So that's good. But this issue keeps happening. It doesn't matter which laptop I do it on. Used it on this laptop, which is an M3 Max. I've used it on an M1 Max. I'll bring in a photo. It's a random horse. Same thing. Dip to white. So it's not even just Getty's codec or something. It's doing it on that. I've got some Blackmagic RAW footage. It's doing it to that too. Look. This is 6K, really nice footage, and it's doing the same thing there. So there's something to do with this cross dissolve and the playback with Premiere. I don't know what's going on. Let me try a dip to black. Let's just try that. Let's see if that does it. That's even more pronounced. It goes all the way to white, then to black. But I do have one potential solution. It's a Band-Aid. It's not a real fix. So if I come in here and I put a black video on here, drop that on, and I add the transition to that instead, you can see on all the monitors, it's totally fine. No issues. And you can see the difference when I then do this instead. You get the dip to white first. I want to try one thing. Let's see if this makes a difference. Let me put my Getty up top, and I'm going to put the black, just going to add black below the video just to see maybe if that does anything. Okay, so that does it. That works. So there's something about the transparency of that base layer. If there's nothing here at the bottom, that's where it's causing the issue. So if I just have black throughout my entire video, then maybe that can be the solution. But Adobe, can you find a fix for this, please? What's going on? I've looked through all this, I've looked through all of these, and I'm not finding anything that tells me that there is something I'm doing wrong on here. I've sent this to Adobe's technical support. It got lost in engineering somewhere. They haven't been able to come back with a solution yet. I really don't know what's going on. If you have an idea or you know the answer to this or you've experienced this, leave a comment below. Please, let's talk about this because I really don't know what the answer is here. And adding black to every single transition just isn't it.